You know what's funny? Every time people talk about prepper gear, it's always the same stuff. Solar panels, generators, big water tanks, expensive survival kits. Basically, anything that makes you feel like you're about to survive a zombie apocalypse. But here's the part nobody talks about. The most effective tools for real-world disruptions? They don't look impressive. They don't look tactical. And most people walk right past them in stores like they're completely useless. So in this video, I'm going to show you 5 technologies that are so underrated, so low-key powerful, that most people don't even realize how valuable they become when systems fail. Not secret because someone is hiding them. Secret because nobody is paying attention. And yeah, some of these will feel almost too simple. That's exactly why they work. Let's start with something that will probably surprise you. Offline digital libraries. Not books. Not notebooks. Entire knowledge systems stored on a single device. Maps, medical guides, repair manuals, survival instructions, language, tools, all accessible without internet. Here's the reality. When systems fail, people don't just lose services. They lose answers. No Google, no YouTube tutorials, no, let me check real quick. And suddenly, people are guessing, which is dangerous. Having a device loaded with offline knowledge turns confusion into clarity. And clarity? That's power. Because while everyone else is trying to figure things out, you already know what to do. Now here's one people completely ignore. Hand-powered or non-electric tools. Yeah, I know. Sounds like we're going back to the 1800s. But think about it. Most modern tools depend on electricity. No power, no function. But manual tools? They don't care. Hand crank chargers, manual grinders, mechanical devices. They don't stop working because the grid is down. And here's the interesting part. In long disruptions, the most valuable tools are not the fastest. They're the most reliable. Because reliability beats speed every single time. Now let's talk about something that feels small but isn't. Mesh communication devices or offline messaging tools. No internet, no network, but devices that can still send messages locally. Think about that. When communication systems fail, people become isolated. No updates, no coordination, no awareness, but these devices allow limited communication between people nearby, which means you're not alone. You can share information. You can coordinate safely. And coordination is what turns individuals into groups. Groups survive better. Always. Now here's one that will probably make you pause. Portable water testing tools. Not filters. Testing tools. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Not all water that looks clean is safe. And during disruptions, water sources become uncertain. You can boil it, filter it, but if you don't know what you're dealing with, you're guessing. Testing tools remove that guess. They tell you, this is safe, this is not, and that difference, that's life or illness. Now let's go even deeper. Low-tech navigation tools, not GPS, because GPS still depends on systems. We're talking about compasses, physical maps. Now before you roll your eyes, bro, I know where I live. Cool. Now imagine, roads blocked, signals down, navigation apps useless. Suddenly your own city feels unfamiliar. And without guidance, people make bad decisions. Old school navigation doesn't fail. It doesn't glitch. It just works. And in a world where everything else becomes uncertain, that kind of certainty becomes incredibly valuable. Now here's where it gets interesting. None of these technologies are hidden. They're not illegal. They're not secret. They're just ignored. Because people don't prepare for loss of systems. They prepare for dramatic events. Let me explain that. People think, I'll deal with it when something happens. But when something happens, the problem isn't danger. It's confusion. And confusion spreads faster than any crisis. Let me give you a simple example. 2 people, same situation, same disruption. One person, no internet, no guidance, no clear plan. The other, offline knowledge, basic tools, communication options, Same world, completely different experience. And here's the biggest misconception: that survival is about having more. It's not. It's about needing less from systems that might fail. Let's be a little sarcastic for a second. People will spend hours researching the best survival gear, but won't download a simple offline map, which is honestly impressive, because when systems fail, nobody cares how expensive your gear is. They care if it works. And the things we talked about, they work. Quietly. Consistently. Without drama. Now here's the final truth. If a serious disruption happens, you won't suddenly become more prepared. You'll fall back on what you already have, and what you already understand. So if you take anything from this video, take this. Don't look for impressive technology. Look for independent technology. Things that don't rely on fragile systems. Things that don't need constant support. Things that just keep working. Because in a world where everything is connected, the most powerful tools are the ones that don't need connection at all. If this video made you think differently, share it with your friends and family. Because most people don't realize what they're missing until it's too late. And if you want more real-world breakdowns like this, no hype, no nonsense, subscribe to the channel. Stay smart. Stay independent. And remember, the most powerful tools are usually the ones nobody notices.